Warning, content may not be suitable for children of all ages. Alright, hello everybody. I'm Ninja Spaghetti, and I'm back once again. So I finally figured out how to get this stupid Keaton mask and Postman's hat. I have to wait till 1 o'clock and then I can come in here and... Corner, this guy's here. Green Hat Kid. I got a message from Cafe. Now, Cafe mask. I'm not sure why, but he wanted me to give you this. Because, you know, why not? Says he wants you to take this to his mother. Now, this letter here, you can take to 2 different people. You can either take it to the postman and get the postman's hat, or you could take it directly to his mother and get a bottle with Chateau Romani. So, I think I'm actually going to finish recording this game tonight, for sure. Oh, and this is the controversial episode. This is going to be interesting. Currently my girlfriend is watching me through video call, but my phone might die because it's at 48. But she's going to think I'm a complete psychopath, or she's going to go, I agree. So, fair warning, another PG-13 episode. They've all been PG-13 for a while now. But, so yeah, controversial. Let's start with, let's see. Let's start with something small. Let's go, you know what? This doesn't always have to be political. We're going to start with, I think Nintendo is the greatest gaming company. Some people say that PlayStation is the best because it's a powerhouse, and some people say that Xbox is the best because it's a powerhouse. I say Nintendo's best because it makes the best games. Like, honestly, I'd rather play Mario Kart than Forza, because Mario Kart is ridiculous and cartoony. And when I play a game, I don't want to make it seem like I'm playing real life, because that just makes, like, Resident Evil 7 a lot scarier. So I like playing this much better, where it's all cartoony and nice. You know what, I can fast forward to the night. The postman will be in here at like 9 o'clock tonight. Uh-oh, it's currently 9:11. Another controversial thing that's now politics. Well, that's not really politics, that's... I say wait a minute. Terrorists were the cause of 9/11. Then I see some people say that Bush did 9/11, and I'm like, what? Why would the president blow up a World Trade Center that would bring money to the country? That kind of like destroys the point of being well, I guess there's another thing. Obama, that's a big one. I say that he absolutely massacred the country. I'm gesturing to myself. I'm also currently shirtless because it's like 9,000 degrees in my house. I don't want to check that. But, yeah, ooh, wait, actually, maybe I do. Real quick. Evening, oh, evening is practice, okay. Alright, so I might get that later today. Or, later. But, yeah, I think Obama really wrecked the country. Putting a lot of people on food stamps and allowing illegal people into the country, not a good thing. I mean, obviously I can't just bring up an argument without any counter-argument. But that's one thing that I'm actually quite good at, is thinking unbiased, as biased as I am on this situation. Well, I'm actually not biased. I literally think he did a terrible job. I don't think Obama had morals, which is something that I respect. I respect. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't like Obama. I don't really remember anything before Obama. I remember the election for Obama, McCain, and Hillary, and I'm like, Hillary's a psychopath. McCain is old and white. Obama's nasty and black and a terrible person. And Obama won. And then he won again. And I was like, oh my gosh, this country's gonna die. And it almost did, too. I'm in America, if you couldn't tell. I know Canada and, like, England try to weigh in on our own politics, and I'm like, stay in your own politics. Because, I mean, Canada is, like, really, really liberal, and that's... Liberalism is okay sometimes, and sometimes it's bad. Bad is when you're, like, letting people do whatever they want, because that kind of there's the flamboyance. Oh crap, I need 300 rupees. Shoot. Well, I could go kill some bubbles. Yeah, I feel like Obama really, really screwed up the country, and I was not happy with his performance. Okay, do I have all the masks? Yes, okay. Obviously, I wasn't too happy with him getting elected a second time, because for the first 8 years, oh my gosh, he was elected for 16 years. Also, just a reminder, I am not trying to offend people. I'm literally, this is just my views on things. Yeah, I was not happy with Obama's performance. A lot of stuff that he did was kind of, I mean, wasn't kind of, it was bad. Especially in his last, like, year or so of, not necessarily a year, but, well, actually, yeah, I guess about a year. Because he just, like, I think as he was leaving, he was just trying to wreck everything for the next person. And then they give crap to the next person, which is ridiculous. Like, that's one thing. I am fine with if someone does something wrong, that you patronize them for doing that wrong thing. But it's another thing if they don't do anything wrong and you patronize them for no reason. That bothers me to no end. I mean, you could probably figure out who I'm referring to. Let's see. I should probably move on to a different topic, because in YouTube's, like, rules, they specifically say, don't talk about politics or religion, and I'm probably going to talk, I have talked about both of them. Religion, let's move on to that. That's another thing that you could probably figure out which I am a part of. It's not all that hard to figure out. Dang it, I didn't want these guys out here. You could probably tell how heavy I lean in the direction of that religion because of, what on earth? Ow! Oh, right, I see. Blue rupees, that's not what I was hoping for. It's not what I was hoping for. Alright, anyway, I think that some religions do need to be reined in, because I have read several religious books. And, like, while, for instance, Christians, I do think that they don't need to go out to other people and say, like, they need to change their life because of the way that they believe. Well, yes, what they believe is morally correct. It's not really their place to say. I mean, as much as that bothers me, because that's one thing. I hate when things are disordered. So when someone is doing something wrong, I want to tell them that they're wrong and why it's wrong. But then most of the time, did that bubbles respawn? Oh crap, I'm running out of time. I should have slowed down time. This timer still scares me. Now, like, oh, there was a hair in my mouth. Muslims. That religion scares the crap out of me. Because I've read their Quran, their religious book. It's really scary. Because they talk about stuff. They're like, it's funny because they'll be like, have a drink. That's what I was looking for. I hope it's 300. Oh, it's 200. Oh well. Pretty much, it's like they'll say one thing and then completely contradict it in certain situations. So like they'll say, you cannot murder, and then in that same sentence they will say, unless you're invading them. Or I don't remember what it was. It was something relating to invasions, or like controlling or something like that. I'm gonna drink this Chateau Romani just to show you what it does. So this is what it does. You see my magic bar is blue now. I have infinite magic. It's amazing. Let's see. What do I need to play? I need to play Oath of Order. Right, down, A, down, right, up. Okay. Pretty much a mirror. I haven't really researched, like, the Indian religions, like Hinduism and Buddhism and all that. So I don't really have an opinion on this situation. But, like, I know that they do some weird stuff with that. Like, I've heard that when they're, well, I haven't heard, I've seen when their people die, or maybe not when their people die, they mummify them in Buddha statues. And I guess for those who aren't informed, so the way that it works is, so, okay, first, Muslims and Christians they were derived almost from the same point. Hang on. In the Bible, in the Christian religious book, Abraham had a half-son, who I don't remember what his name was. I think his name was Ishmael, with someone who was not his wife. He cheated. And then he had Isaac. And what happened was, like, Ishmael and his mom went out into the desert, and God spoke to them and said, you're not going to die, because since I promised Abraham that since his descendants will be as plentiful as the stars in the sky, I will also bless you with this, that, and he added this thing. He says, but they will always be feuding. And that's pretty much how it's been for the past however many years. They've been just fighting. I mean, sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. One thing I'm glad of, though, is that they're not, like, warring all the time, and they're sometimes just arguing on Facebook. By the way, ow. But, Buddhism and Hinduism, what they believe in is reincarnation. So, like, if you die and you lived a good life, you get reincarnated as, like, a dog or, like, a snake, just a pet. I mean, a snake is a bad choice because that looks bad. Or that sounds bad because you don't want to be called a snake. Like, you don't want to be called a dog either unless you're Ice Cube. But they say that if you live a bad life, that you'll be reincarnated as, like, a piece of grass. It's kind of weird, and there's not all that much science behind it. I mean, my beliefs are based on science and... Okay. I thought there was only two there for some reason. I got worried. Mine is based on science and my own understanding and my own logic. Because that's how a belief should be based, is not off of blind faith, but full understanding of this is how it works. Okay, enough about a religion. Let's see, what else? Let's up the ante to PG-16. Abortion. I think it's bad because, you know, they're babs. You stab their little babs. You rip their little babs' heads off. That's not good to hurt Babs. I enjoy calling babies Babs, just like I enjoy calling snakes Snecks, and I don't know why I didn't earlier. I guess I just wasn't thinking about it. Yeah. It's a bad thing, I think so. It's morally incorrect because it's murder. And, again, with my research through the Bible, I remember there being this one thing where it was in Kings. I think it was in Kings anyway, or one of those books in the Old Testament that was, like, long and repetitive. They were like, there would be a good king. I think it is in Kings, by the way, because there's a good king. Then there'd be like a good king, and he'd lead like this prosperous, like 100 years. And then there would be a bad king who would screw everything up and pretty much like ruin everything. Almost like America. You get one good president, and then you end up getting like 3 bad presidents. Then you get a good president again who fixes everything. Well, he's getting yelled at the whole time. But like in that sentence, I remember seeing it specifically says that they would kill their babies, and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. And the more I researched it, I'm like, oh my gosh. History, if it's history, repeats itself. I think it's history. I mean, that's actually, like, scientifically proven that Jesus did exist. If that's not enough evidence for you, though, you're just blind. No offense, but, like, you literally have to be stupid otherwise, because if you think about it. So, there was a book written thousands of years ago. I love how I'm still on religion, even though I said I would get off this. There was a book thousands of years ago that documented everything. That's another thing. If someone says that the Bible is inaccurate and they want some other documentation, that's like saying that you can't listen to any books that are over 200 years old. Like, for instance, the Darwin book about finches. Oh my gosh. I remember, back when I started Let's Playing, I thought about doing either like religious outlined conversations while I'm recording, or I would talk about something that I believe is either correct or incorrect, and I would explain why it's correct or incorrect. Because that's one thing. I really like morals. I love these jiggly legs in the background and how I haven't talked about the game for like 5 minutes now. I'm pretty much about to go fight the boss, but there's going to be a lot of stuff. And I'm actually going to end the episode here. But yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll talk about that next episode. I'm going to end the episode here because I'm going to complete this whole thing in one episode, hopefully. Goodness gracious, hopefully. I'm not going to pick up the heart pieces because it's not needed. And you'll see why. And you'll also see why I bought the Chateau Romani. So anyway, thank you all for watching. My name is Ninja Spaghetti. And I will see you all in the next video.